Hi guys, welcome to our daily encounter. We mentioned in a previous devotion that oftentimes the problem is not that we don't have wisdom, but that we don't want to follow wisdom. Deep down in our heart, usually we know what the right thing to do is, but our desires get in the way and cloud our judgment, and we end up making bad choices. And there's a simple solution to this, and that is simply to uh, adjust our desires or turn our desires towards wisdom. In other words, if we can make our hearts desire wisdom above all else, then there's no real decision to be made because we will know what the wise thing to do is, and we will have the desire to do the wise thing, and therefore it will be a lot easier to carry out the wise action, whatever it might be. So how is it that we can have a desire for wisdom? Well, it's found in our text today, and we've seen it in previous readings as well, in Proverbs chapter 3. And in Proverbs chapter 3, we have the value of wisdom. And it goes back to verse 13 that we've been reading, but it continues on through our reading today. But basically, there you have the value of wisdom. And several things are brought out about wisdom that makes it valuable. For one, it brings profit. A lot of profit. It says its profit is better than the profit of silver, and our gain better than fine gold. And that's true. You know, you may gain a whole lot of money, you might gain a whole lot of wealth, but if you're a foolish person, in all likelihood, you're not going to use that money wisely. You're going to maybe make some bad choices that will lead you into ruin eventually anyways. But wisdom is more valuable than wealth because it can help us make good decisions, whether we're rich or we're poor, and live a better life. He says she's very valuable. She's more precious than jewels. And nothing you desire compares with her. There's that idea of desires. The desires that we might have in contrast to wisdom. Nothing that we can gain through our desires, such as those, can really be better than what we can gain through wisdom. And then wisdom is also very pleasant. It says her ways are pleasant ways. And then also wisdom leads to peace. All her paths are peace. You ever notice a person who's living a foolish life? They seem to always be at war with people, or they always seem to have some type of problem or distress. But when we walk according to wisdom, it leads to more peace in our lives. It doesn't mean that we'll have peace 100% of the time, but if we're living a life of wisdom, that's the tendency, that we're going to be led into paths of peace. And he says, she is a tree of life for those who take hold of her, and happy are all who hold her fast. And then if that doesn't convince a person of the value of wisdom, these various things that the writer of Proverbs brings out, the Lord used wisdom to establish this earth and creation. He says in verse 19, the Lord by wisdom founded the earth. By understanding, he established the heavens. By his knowledge, the deeps were broken up, and the skies dripped with dew. So God even used wisdom in this beautiful, wonderful creation that we live in. And so that in and of itself shows just how valuable wisdom is. And so I would suggest that we take our readings in Proverbs very seriously and really consider the value of wisdom and produce within our hearts a deep longing and a deep desire to live a wise life and to follow after wisdom. If we have a strong desire for wisdom, that can override our desire for foolish things and our desire for just immediate gratification or other things, comfort or just immediate pleasure. If we can have a strong desire for wisdom, we'll chase after wisdom, we'll be conscientious of wisdom, we'll consider consistently what the wise choice is, we'll want to follow the wise choice, And we'll begin to see the fruits of wisdom being born in our lives. And we'll see just how valuable she is, not just because we see it in scriptures, but because we see her value being manifested in our lives. So as we do our reading today, let's think about the value of wisdom, and let's begin to chase after wisdom, to desire her with all of our heart, to be determined to follow her all the days of our lives. So with that, guys, I do thank you for watching the video today. I hope you guys have a great day. Love you guys. God bless.